Hey everybody, welcome back to Dixie Belle's YouTube channel. It's Lauren here from Furniture Flipping Teacher, and for the next 3 weeks of FFT Friday, we have got some fun things planned. I am actually helping someone furnish a brand new home with old and outdated furniture that I've taken and given a new life using all Dixie Belle paints. Today we are going to be starting on the living room, and then for the next couple of weeks we're going to be taking it room by room and making over all of the furniture that I have been collecting over the past several months. This video series is going to be perfect for any of you who are moving into new homes but looking for a little ways to save some money, because taking older furniture for cheap and putting a little bit of labor in it is definitely a way that you can save money when you're moving into a new home. So let's go ahead and get started by cleaning this living room table set. As always, any good flip starts with a great cleaning, because if you don't take the right steps in the beginning, your paint is going to fail and it's going to start chipping in just a couple of months versus several years down the road. I got this set of 4 tables. It has a coffee table, 2 side tables, and 1 entryway table for just $100. So that's about $25 a piece. And if you're looking for new furniture, you're never gonna come across stuff this cheap, this good of quality. I am using Dixie Belle's White Lightning to clean down all of these pieces. This is going to help degrease and take all of the dust away off of these pieces of furniture so that we can get a good bond. It's always a great idea to utilize a glove when you're working with White Lightning. It is a TSP based cleaner. It's a substitute for TSP, so it's still got those chemicals in there that's gonna really help degrease it. And so you really don't want to get that on your skin. I'm just gonna be wiping down all of the area of each and every table. And then of course I've got my rinse side of my bucket. So on each table, after I use the White Lightning, I'm gonna come back with a rinse of just some clean fresh water. We're gonna be using my Surf Prep sander, and I've got 220 grit on here. That's just gonna allow me to do a scuff sand. I'm not trying to take any of the finish off, but we just want a good bond between the piece of furniture and the paint. All right, so now that I'm done with sanding, I'm gonna go ahead and grab my microfiber cloth, and we're gonna wipe back all this dust that I just created. Sometimes I do like to use just a bottle with some water in it, and that's just gonna help it attach to my microfiber cloth, so that way I make sure to get all the dust and it doesn't clog up in my paint. All right, now that we've got all of that sand wiped back, it's time to prime. So I found some little screws underneath here that is going to help me take the tops off of each piece. And the reason I want to do that is, 1, so that I can make sure to get into all the nooks and crannies with my paint, and then 2, I'm going to actually be painting the top different color than the bottom. So this is going to make that a lot easier. All right. right, the first coat of Boss is on. I think I'm really only gonna need one coat. And again, the Boss primer is just to make sure that there's no bleed through, because when I did sand, I broke through the finish on just a couple of places where I went a little bit deeper. So that's gonna help with the bleed through. Plus, it's pretty cool because it gives me a first layer of white, since these bottom pieces are actually gonna be white. Now for the tops, I am going to use gray Boss because the tops are going to be gray. So I'm actually going to brush those on, and so let's go ahead and do that. All right, the gray Boss is on and that's drying. So we're gonna let that dry now and we'll be ready for paint. All right, so for the bases of these pieces, I am going to be using Dixie Belle's Cotton, which is just the pure white. And I am gonna be using my Graco Airless TCP cordless sprayer, and this really makes it fast and efficient. And since I'm doing 4 pieces that are all going to be the exact same, I figured that it would be the best time to use my sprayer. Safety first, I've got to put my mask on. All right, so as you can see, I did all 4 pieces, and some of them I flipped upside down, some of them I left right side up, but I will be sure to flip them every which way. That way I make sure to get all of the wood portions covered with white. While these dry, I am going to work on the tops. And again, I'm gonna be brushing those on just because mostly I just have one sprayer, and since I'm gonna be doing multiple coats of the white and I wanna be doing something while it's drying, I don't wanna switch out the paint every single time that I have to switch over. So I'm gonna be painting on with Hurricane Gray over on the tops. All right, I am back here next day for coat number 2 on the tops here. And then we're also gonna continue putting some more coats of white on the bases, and I'm hoping to finish today. The sprayer is making it exceptionally quicker as well. Overnight, I do put my brush inside of a plastic Ziploc bag because that is just going to help me make sure that it doesn't dry out, but then also I don't have to clean in between every single coat of paint. So you can do a Ziploc bag, saran wrap, anything that you've got, as long as you keep the air away from it, it should be just fine. All right, the gray tops are all painted and those have got 2 coats everywhere. So that should be plenty for full coverage. I'm gonna wait till it dries just to see if I miss any on the edges or anything like that, but they should be good. And once they're dry, they'll be ready for top coat. All right, here we go. You guys know me, I love to switch it up. So although I sprayed the white on here, I am going to brush on the top coat, and we're using satin, my all-time favorite top coat, because it doesn't have too much of a sheen, it has great durability, and it's really easy to apply as well. And then another thing that I love about Dixie Belle's top coats is that they don't yellow. So as long as you don't have that stain coming through and the bleed through coming through your paint, if you've done your due diligence in the beginning prep work, then this top coat should do its job and it should not ever yellow over time. We're gonna go ahead and apply this with my large fan brush, and we're gonna cover the entire surfaces of all the white pieces first, and then we're gonna go over the tops, and I'm gonna show you how I do that a little bit differently than I'm doing with the white here. All right, so we're ready for the top coat on the tops here. And like I said, I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna do these just a tad bit different than I did the bases. I've got my satin clear coat in there already, and then I'm gonna be adding a little bit of the Hurricane Gray just to tint my top coat a tad bit. And this is really going to help lessen those streak marks and any cloudiness that you might get otherwise, especially when you're working with darker colors. This is a way that you can really help eliminate any of those streaking marks. So now it does look a lot darker, but it's still that top coat, and it's still gonna go on just as any other top coat would normally go on. All right, we're ready to attach the tops, and I'm gonna use my staging wall area because it's got the carpet. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna flip all the tops over, put the bases on upside down and screw them in, and then we'll have some complete tables. While I'm down here attaching the tops, I'm also making sure to tighten the bottom screws as well, just so that there's no wobbly going on. And this is table number 4. So we're gonna set her up. And we're done. Well, it looks like we're right back where we started, except these tables have gotten a beautiful makeover, and it only took me 2 days. Well, today's day 3, but I was just reassembling them. So you guys, this can be done super simply if you're looking for simple projects to revamp the furniture in your own home, or even finding cheap things and then placing them in your own home. Flipping furniture doesn't always have to be for profit. I hope you enjoyed this flip, and this was just for the living room. So next week and the week after, we are going to be continuing our mini series here on furnishing a brand new house with some old and outdated furniture, but we're giving it a new purpose and a new home. So get subscribed down below so that you don't miss what's coming next. Thanks for joining us for this FFT Friday. We'll see you on the flip side.